Life before a diagnosis was very simple. Maisie, she's the oldest of 5. Her light was so bright. We knew that life was beautiful. Labor Day weekend, we went down to the beach. Maisie was covered in bruises that night. And so I called her pediatrician, who said, I want you to take her tonight. And I knew then we were in big trouble. When I was driving there, I kept thinking, this is the last time you get this drive where you can see beauty. Appreciate this beauty. Please, please, because life will not be this beautiful again.
So you cannot really produce enough white blood cells to fight infection. You cannot produce any platelet to prevent bleeding. The cure is usually by replacing the bone marrow. Ideally would be from having a brother or sister who is an HLA matched with Maisie.
He just said, Megan, I'm so sorry. None of them are a match.
Because she did not have a sibling donor, we had to do immunosuppressive therapy.
And it failed. So we started running bone marrow drives. We had friends and family all over the country hold drive after drive after drive after drive. He goes, Megan, we have a match for her. This is what we have been waiting for. You check in for transplant and they hit that ground running.
Once you realize this is going to be a long haul, you hope that there's going to be somebody on that end who is going to be the lighthouse.
And you just kind of help get them through that day. And all you can do really is get through each day as it comes.
It can be very sad at times. There can be very sick and low points. You form bonds with these families.
This is truly a team. Everyone has an important role.
The relationship between Maisie and Dr. Hanna and the way that he earned her trust was amazing.
He would say, Maisie, I'm going to need you to take this shot today, but you can also give me a homework assignment. And so she asked him to dye his hair pink. She asked him to shave his head. She asked him to have dance parties with her, and he did it. And in return, she loved him and was willing to do really hard things because he asked her to do them. Before we knew that it was working, she was really, really sick. It was hard. It was very hard. One morning I asked, what are her counts today? And she said her white count's at 240. And we knew, here it is, this transplant's working. And then her counts started to take some big hits.
She developed a unique and rare complication where the donor produced abnormal antibodies.
We would give her blood products, and then 5 hours later, she would be, this close to death again.
Maisie was living a life that was not sustainable. We were running out of options.
We're going to have to talk to her about dying. We're going to have to tell her we are trying everything.
We were trying more and more medication. And the thought that we could lose Maisie despite the transplant, that was very hard.
Her counts were more stable than they had been in months. And then the day after that, they went up a little bit. And the day after that, they went up a little bit.
What were your platelets today? 60!
Mud is fun, yelled Pig.
That's where we are. Her counts are fabulous. Against every odd out there, she is doing fabulous.
Who wants to put the butter in? Me!
She's one that every day makes me realize that I am able to make an impact.
This is what makes you wake up at night and say, oh, maybe I can do this. Those are the cases that stays with your heart, that continue to just inspire you.
When I look at how resilient Maisie is now, I know it is because she was backed with a team that built her up every single day.
She is the reason that I do what I do.
I kept saying, life will not be this beautiful again. And I was so wrong. All of the people and her strength and the other children in those hallways and resiliency and hope. It was a different sort of beauty, but it was so beautiful.